everybody, it's Dustin. As you probably already know, about a year ago I started learning Swedish. Now, for the first 6 months or so, I kept track of my progress on a blog, which I don't actually update anymore. That's because about 6 months in, I decided to post my first video to YouTube. And it was basically just a minute of me throwing out as much Swedish as I could that I actually knew, just in order to get some feedback from other people to see where I was going wrong and where I could improve. After that, it just kind of took off, and I did YouTube pretty much exclusively. And I feel like, I got a lot of the basics down in that first 6 months, but it was really when I got onto YouTube that I really started progressing quickly in learning. Now, originally my goal was to learn for about a year till my friend from Sweden came to visit me, and then I would have this, it would be like my test to see if I could have a conversation with him in person and, have a little back and forth and just see how that worked out. Now, he's still coming, but we don't have a date pinned down or anything, and really my year is about up. Now, when I started, I didn't really have like an end goal. I just knew I was going to learn, and then once he got here and we had our conversation, I didn't really think past that. And since my year is up, I've been thinking about what I could do. I could go ahead and I could push Swedish farther and just see where else I could take it, how much further I could go with it. And that's a viable option. But at the same time, I didn't start learning Swedish because I love the language. I mean, it is a great language and I have a lot of fun with it, but it's not because it's like been a lifelong goal to learn it. I really started learning it because of my friend, and that was pretty much it. Besides the people I know in Sweden, I would have no other reason to speak Swedish. And really, the people that I know in Sweden actually speak amazing English. So it would just really be kind of like a posterity thing for me to talk to them and, kind of, I don't know if I want to say show my appreciation, that they learn to speak my language, I could learn to speak their language. Another option was that I could just shut down the YouTube channel and walk away and go back to writing, which is what I actually do in between YouTube and my day job. I'm a writer, and I've wanted to spend more time doing that. However, I'm having way too much fun making videos, so that leaves me with a third option, and that's to pick another language and run with it. And I think that's what I'm going to do from here on out. I'm going to grab a language and set out a predetermined amount of time and just see how much I can learn in that amount of time. It's not because I want to become fluent in any specific language. I think more it's just to encourage others to get started and to get out there and learn a new language, or really just to learn anything. Because if they find my video and they see me doing it, just basically just starting from scratch and just clawing my way into the language and learning as much of it as I can in that preset amount of time, if I can do it, then surely anybody can do it. Before I started learning Swedish, I just figured I was bad at languages. And for the first half of my Swedish experiment, I really thought I was failing. And really what I realized is I didn't have the right motivation. I didn't have the right kind of support structure in place to keep me motivated and to keep me learning. I didn't have the right tools and resources to push on and learn what I needed to learn. And it's because of the people who watch this video, the subscribers, and even the people that just click through and say, hey, awesome, here's a piece of advice. That has been extremely helpful, and I hope to get that kind of help as I move onward into other languages. The next language that I'm moving on to is going to be Esperanto. My son, who's 15, has just decided that he wants to start learning languages. and he has decided that he wants to start with Esperanto for a while and get the hang of actually learning a language, and then move on to something else. So since the timing is, the end of my year and the release of the beta version of the new Esperanto course on Duolingo, which I think he's probably going to use, I told him that we could take 3 months and just learn as much Esperanto as we could, and I've seen people learn it to a good degree in like 2 months. I think Benny the Irish polyglot, his girlfriend did it in like 6 weeks. So, I mean, I'm already familiar with the basics. For me, it'll probably just be freshening up and really just learning vocabulary, I think. But for him, he's starting from scratch, and I think it'll be interesting to see where he starts and where he goes and how he does it. And that's what I'm going to do for the next 3 months. And then after that, maybe we'll pick another language, or if he decides to bow out of the YouTube video making business here, then maybe I'll ask you guys to pick one for me, and we'll just go to town on whatever you guys throw at me. Now, for you guys that subscribe to me specifically for Swedish, I'm not taking my Swedish videos down. They're always going to be there. And obviously, when my friend finally does make it over from Sweden, that video is going to happen, and that's definitely going up. So I hope you'll stick around for that. But I also hope that you'll come with me as I journey farther on into different languages. You guys have been so helpful so far, and you've given me all sorts of encouragement and motivation, and I mean, this is a journey I'm going to take regardless. I just really like it if you guys came along with me. So until next time, this is Dustin, thanking you very much for coming this far with me, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.